Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is another Moroccan recipe. This one is Moroccan bread, but it's another type of bread. This one is cooked on the pan, unlike the one that we typically bake in the oven. And I think that in the northern region we call it khubz al-maqla, which means pan bread, whereas the rest of Morocco calls it batbout, which I think that in my opinion, in my textbook, in my case, batbout is a smaller version of the bread that we're about to make, and we fill it. That's, to me, that's what batbout means. But in any case, they are very easy to make, and they are very light, fluffy, and they smell amazing, and they make for great sandwich fillings. So I highly recommend trying these. To make the pan bread, here we have 1 kilogram of flour. And here we have half a kilogram of fino, which is typically, it's like semolina, and is typically used in Morocco. And you can find it in Ajman, but in case you don't have it, you can use semolina. Just make sure it's the thin one. Here we have 2 tablespoons of olive oil, a tablespoon of salt, a tablespoon of milk powder, tablespoon of yeast, and water for our dough. And we might use more, we might use less. It depends on the dough, because we need the consistency to be just the right one, so not too runny but not too dense. So the water is warm. We're using a stand mixer, and in the stand mixer we're going to add in the flour. We'll be also adding in the fino, milk powder, salt, and olive oil. I'm going to mix it on low speed until the salt incorporates into the dough. So I've just mixed it for about 45 seconds. You don't need to mix it that long. Now we're just going to add in the yeast, and we'll slowly start adding in our water. So now we're going to slowly add in the water and start mixing it until we get the desired consistency. So I've put it on low speed just to point this out, but make sure that once we reach our desired consistency, we're just going to let it knead for 3 minutes, because the stand mixer that we have is quite strong. But if your stand mixer is weak, I guess, or you're going to knead it by hand, you need to knead it really well. So this is the consistency, and this is not the desired one. If we were going to bake it, then it would be perfect. But we're going to pan fry it, or we're just going to cook it in the pan, so we're going to add a little bit more water. So this is our desired consistency. It sticks to the fingers a little, but it's not too sticky. So this is the perfect one. Now we're just going to knead it for 2 minutes with this stand mixer, because it's very strong. So we'll be kneading it for about 2 minutes at most. So this is our consistency. And it took us a total of 9 minutes, which means it takes less than 10 minutes to make. Now we're going to leave it on the same bowl, and we're going to cover it and let it sit, or let it rest for 30 minutes. So it's been about 30 minutes, and as you can see, the dough rose really well. So now we're just going to move it to a clean surface. So we've cleaned our counter, and we're going to just move the dough there. So now after we've just poked it to remove the air when it was in the bowl, now we're going to just spray a little bit of the fino on our surface, and we're just going to roll it. I'm going to start cutting it, and you can cut it depending on what you want. So if you want it big, you can cut a big piece, or if you want it small, you can just cut a small piece. So this looks about a reasonable size for my preference, so I'm just going to cut them this size. So my dough made about 10 little breads, and we're rolling them into a ball, and we're just going to cut the excess. And we're going to put them on a tray. Cover it and let it also just sit there until we work all of our doughs. And then so I'm going to continue this process, and then I'll show you how we cook it. So now we just take our dough after we've let it rest for 5 minutes. We sprinkle some of the fino on a pan, I guess, and we just start to shape it into a circle, and we start to flatten it out. And this is a process that we say in Moroccan suhour. Transfer to a tray. And we cover it and let it also just sit there until we work all of our doughs. And then, so I'm going to continue this process and then I'll show you how we cook. For the cooking, we've put this pan to heat up, and typically we use the very heavy pan used in Moroccan households, but we don't have it here, so we use a chapati one, and we're just going to wait for it to heat up, and we're going to start with the first bread that we've shaped. So I know it looks very dirty around the edges, but that's very typical because we use it frequently. So with the frequent use, it just eventually, all of this sticks up, and no matter how much you clean it, it just won't go away. But I like the rustic look it has. So we take our first one and we're going to we're going to keep flipping it until it cooks. So we occasionally move it around. So as you can see, it has started to, I guess, inflate, and this is how it's supposed to be. So you know it's cooking and you know you've done it the right way when it starts to inflate. So occasionally you have to just flip it around so that it cooks from all sides and it won't be as doughy from the inside. As you can see, it keeps inflating or growing in size, and there's also the golden brown center in here, which is what indicates that it's actually like you've done it the right way. It should have this nice golden brown color. So as you can see, it's well inflated from the sides and also the nice golden brown surface, and this is what indicates that you've done it the right way. So this is what they look like after we've, you know, just served them. It's warm and they're nice and fluffy and they smell amazing. So also the fino we used has given it a nice texture from the top. I'm going to cut one in half to show you guys how it is from the inside. It's not neat, but it's fine. So here's, as you can see it doesn't have the dough from the inside like typical Moroccan bread. It's nice and empty. So I think it makes for great sandwiches, to be honest. This is one of the best breads for sandwiches in my opinion. So I'm actually going to try a piece because I think that even provided that they're warm, they're going to taste amazing. I mean, it's bread, so all bread tastes amazing, but this is exceptional because it's very nice. I prefer this over other types of bread because it's much lighter and fluffier than other bread, even if other types are fluffy too. So yeah, like I said, they make great sandwiches. Typically we've been having these for suhour a long time ago, and we've been doing it for quite some time now. We just fill it with, like, I don't know, turkey breast, some cheese maybe, and we just have it for suhour, and it makes for a great filling suhour. So I think that soon we can make smaller ones and fill them with something, some sort of nice filling. And yeah, this brings us to the end of today's video. So I hope that you guys enjoyed watching today's video, and please, if you like this kind of content, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram so you guys can support me to make more content. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!